are still on the out of an abundance of caution bandwagon where masks are concerned. Um, because I want you to think about this. Why would you support a mask mandate? If you want to wear a mask, outlawing a mask mandate does not stop that. It doesn't. You're still allowed to wear a mask. The school just can't tell you to wear a mask. So, and by the way, there was no country more masked than the United States. And if masks would have worked, they would have worked. Masks don't work. And they never have worked for respiratory viruses like COVID because the particles are too small. And I didn't say that. An industrial hygienist said that. And his testimony was enough to rip down a mask mandate in Kentucky. That's where it was, in Kentucky. But yet, we still have people like Steve Fujii on Big Walnut Local School District Board who say, out of an abundance of caution. Hey, out of an abundance of caution, do your homework. If you're going to sit on the board to instruct learning, do some learning yourself. If you're going to sit on the board to instruct learning, do some learning yourself. Because frankly, I'm sick and tired of people who are intellectually lazy calling people who actually do their homework and stand on facts conspiracists. Stop being intellectually lazy. Do your homework. Understand that if you require kids to mask, you're putting them in a position to have 5 or 6 different negative health outcomes. And by the way, you're mandating a medical instrument, which should be illegal. I mean, I'm not a doctor, but I understand medical ethics. And on a case-by-case basis, you make a decision about each procedure that you either accept or reject. And it's based on the risk and reward, or risk and negative outcome calculation, right? Risk and positive outcome calculation. And if you are a child, you have a more severe risk of being sick or dying from traditional influenza than you do COVID. That's number one. Number two, masks don't stop the spread. And number three, there are negative health outcomes. So it is absolute buffoonery for school board presidents to not have the cajones to say, hey, all of these reports, even Dr. Fauci trying to interpret them and say the masks, as long as you don't fiddle with them, they're going to work. No, they're not going to work, Fauci. You're a fraud. And the reports show, best case scenario, statistically, there is no advantage to wearing a mask. But buffoons who like the support from people who like their, I don't know, what do you call it? Virtue signaling. I care about you, so I'm going to wear my mask. I care about the community, so I'm going to support us masking up mandatorily. No, you're an idiot. And you've had 3 or 4 years to get it right. I mean, the facts were before you. That to me should be a disqualifier. If somebody where are we at? We're December 11th, 2023. If somebody is still making comments like, well, it just out of an abundance of caution, they have no business being around the instruction of your kids. Because what they're telling me is that they can't separate propaganda from facts. They can't untangle themselves from their commitment, whether it's power or money, to the progressive movement, or they just don't have the fortitude, the gut strength to stand up in the face of opposition and do what's right. I don't know about you, but that's not leadership to me. You can go be a beta in your own house. You can be a milquetoast weak person with your own family, But don't do that garbage in my school district. Don't do that garbage in our school districts. It's embarrassing that we're still here. It's lunacy that we're still, well, just in case, we might want to mandate masking. No, we don't want to mandate masking. We want you to show us that you have the ability to understand reality and act on it in real time. What do you say about the students who did have serious respiratory issues, or they developed verbal or respiratory tics as a result of wearing masks that didn't stop the spread for a virus that was not going to seriously impact their health? What do you say about that? Here's what they say about it. Well, we didn't know then what we know now. Well, you're still saying out of an abundance of caution, we ought to be able to mandate masks. I mean, this is crazy. It's no wonder that the United States is 31st in reading in the world and 38th in math. There's no wonder, because we spend our time squabbling at school board meetings about things that my 10-year-old understands. Masks don't work. We can't mandate them. Move on. Next. Flags, LGBTQ+, Donald Trump flag, none of them belong in the classroom. Next. Teach me math. Teach me reading. Teach me writing. Teach me history. Help me prepare for the ACT, the SAT. Help me get into college. Help me get into trade school. Offer me a trade. Offer me job skills that I can use in a changing, growing economy where I can go work with a certification without paying $200,000 to go to a college where people can't even decide whether genocide is bad. Give me a break.